The Katseye music video for Pinky Up just came out, and I have a lot of thoughts. I also just want to come on here more and chat with y'all in real time. I make really long videos that are like a huge project to make, but I also would like to talk to y'all in just a more casual format, more opinion-based stuff, no like crazy complicated timelines to follow. Certainly not 2 hours long, just keeping in touch, so to speak. So if there's anything that you would like me to chat about at any point, please bring it up in the comments. Bring it to my attention. I'm down to chat. But regarding Katseye in particular and the Pinky Up drop, it definitely feels like they were trying to recreate a gnarly, an internet girl, whatever. I think internet girl was also them trying to recreate gnarly, but I think this is another attempt to get that hype again and that sort of sound and vibe, but it just feels half-assed to me, for lack of a better word. Also, the True Fruit ad placement, don't piss me off. I'll find a way to say it differently in a second. I can't even get to that right now is what I'm saying. And don't get me wrong, I loved Gnarly. I liked Internet Girl before they put that baby voice in. No. Live versions only for me, please. But I like Katseye. I want to emphasize that I think all of the girls are so talented. I think at this point, any criticism that they get, we're all very quick to say, like, we understand that it's not the girls' fault. They're all very talented, especially after seeing them in Dream Academy. We're aware of how they all started very young in this, and they are definitely being heavily controlled by the companies that own Katseye, basically. Although I don't mean that to infantilize them or like take away their autonomy in this, but I do think that their ability to make choices with their music and creative direction is somewhat limited. That being said, I am not a Katseye hater, and I'm not a hater of the gnarly sound and the gnarly vibes. I loved that. And I did like the sound of the music in Pinky Up, but I think the writing is just bad. It feels very inauthentic, almost like AI slop. Like that's kind of what it's giving to me. I also feel like I see where they were going with the music video, these kind of like ashnikko inspired sort of vibes. I see the vision. I see the vision for sure. It just, again, feels pretty inauthentic. And I think that you're probably going to run into that a lot when a huge corporation is making a lot of the choices. But obviously, the aim is to make it seem authentic, even if it isn't. And this one, I just don't think hit the mark. As a group, they're obviously going in like a marketing and aesthetic heavy direction. Girl Historians had a great episode about the whole Manon situation, which I simply can't open that can of worms. But they mentioned this as well, and I thought it was great. Anyways, they're very aesthetic and marketing heavy. I think that's always been clear. But like the Talkies product placement in Gnarly, it felt natural. It felt like more of a fit. It was definitely a more organic effort. Whereas the aesthetic and branding of True Fruit, I just feel like it clashes completely with what they were going for here. It doesn't really make any sense with it. And again, overall, I do think that they were trying to kind of replicate the vibes and the success of Gnarly. I feel like they've fallen into the trap that a lot of artists fall into, unfortunately, where there is a very clear awareness of the audience going into the process. It then feels like they're creating what they think that fans will like and what will sell versus just creating for creation's sake, for art's sake. And I feel like when artists do that, it almost always turns out like, meh. You know, I think Taylor Swift has also run into this problem in the past. Swifties, please do not come at me. The way I'm immediately tanking my YouTube by saying that, yay. But seriously, like I do like Taylor Swift, but she's fallen into that trap as well sometimes where I know that you're writing with an audience in mind, thinking about what they will think when they hear the song. And it never comes out feeling like art. It's basically like reverse engineering for your audience instead of just what I think artists should be doing, which is just trusting that either their audience will be in the same phase as them at the same time, or that the audience that is meant to find them in this phase will find them. And just going with where they're actually at, what is actually speaking to them. I feel like that's where we get some really great stuff. I am very curious what people are thinking now that we've had some time to take it in, because I feel like it was very mixed reviews when it first came out, but that's kind of common. So I'm wondering where it's leaning now. Feel free to comment and let me know. Anyways, while I'm here, sitting here in a cute outfit filming, I might as well talk about more stuff, starting with the Caroline Bessette Kennedy obsession. Also, while we're on the subject of my cute outfit, Yes, I'll put a picture of the full thing. I'm wearing black capris and little blue ballet flats that match this. Oh, and these and a little red purse were completing the look. I just simply can't wear these while I'm filming because you can see the lights. It's so embarrassing. I just can't do that. Clearly my style is nothing like Caroline Bessette Kennedy's. Occasionally it is, but that's just not what I'm striving for, and I'll get to that in a minute. But anyways, if I can be a bit of a bitch for a second, I just need to say I hope y'all have colorful personalities if you're going to be dressing that simple. Me personally, boring is like the worst possible thing that I could be called, and I don't think I ever have been called boring, frankly. I'm sure now the comments will say that I'm boring, but no worries, I don't believe you. Annoying, I've certainly been told that I am, so no need to comment that. I'm aware. But nobody who knows me would say I'm boring. And I have been actively striving to add more quirks, more weirdness to all of my outfits. I just think it's fun. And it takes a bit of bravery, I will say. Like, I wore this outfit the other day to a crawfish boil. It was originally this like silk button up paisley, but I turned it into a halter top with like a lace bralette kind of interwoven. It was quite the project. And right before I left, my sister and my fiance both told me that I looked arts and craftsy, which initially I wanted to take as an insult and change. But I realized, one, they weren't saying it as an insult at all. But two, like, that's a good thing. And I just simply can't let go of my whimsy just because another skinny, white, blonde girl has entered the zeitgeist wearing all neutrals. I'm just not doing it. I just simply am not going along. What I am currently obsessed with is the drawings of those like chic, whimsical, stylized early 2000s girls. They're like the shoe girl aesthetic. That hits me like straight to the veins. I'm not even kidding. Like my scene dolls, they're on the mood board. Absolutely, absolutely. Also on the subject of style, I am trying to document my outfits more because truly that is the number one weapon in your arsenal when you're having a mental breakdown on the floor of your closet because you can't find anything to wear. Oh my God, let me look through the stuff that I've already worn on other days and maybe nobody saw it. You know, you need to be able to pull those out from your memory. And I don't have the memory to do that. So I need to take some pictures. Now, the other mental breakdown that I wanted to mention that I keep seeing everywhere is the wedding colors. The wedding colors, the chartreuse and the burgundy of it all. And now it's supposedly light blue and red that are like on the come up. That's the next burgundy and chartreuse. And I did make a short about this, about how to choose your color schemes or your themes based on elements of who you are and what is authentic to you. That means that you won't regret it, even if it does become the trendy colors. So if you want to see that, you can, it's somewhere on my page. But I think another part of this is just that there's this crazy gatekeeping mentality that takes over like a demon. It possesses you the minute that you get engaged with all of the wedding stuff. And I hate to say it, but I've already been taken over. I'm done for. Like, I have so many opinions on wedding stuff. Honestly, I always have, even before I was planning a wedding. But you would think now is my time to share all of those. I can't. I can't, okay? I want my wedding to be a complete and total surprise. I want it to be a surprise. So do not expect to hear from me on anything wedding trend related until at the very least after I'm married. I won't be that creator whose wedding takes over their account because I need it to be a surprise. I simply can't do it. Although I will say, I am absolutely going to do a video on all of the wedding movies, the bridal industrial complex movies. Yes, Bridesmaids, 27 Dresses, Bride Wars. You know them, you love them. We all do. And I don't really know what my angle is yet, but I definitely have to do a video on those because they're simply too good. And that's the only wedding thing I'm going to talk about for the duration of me being engaged. Honestly, though, I can't really relate to the colors in terms of fears. My biggest fear for my wedding and any other big event of my entire life is that I'm just horrible at posing. How am I going to get good photos? How? I'm bad at posing. I did hear this tip, and I cannot remember who told me this or where I saw this, but all credit to them. But I have to share it. I can't gatekeep this because I understand the struggle of posing. You can get great pose inspiration from the hand-drawn models on the sewing patterns. Do you know what I'm talking about? I will insert some pictures. They're just natural poses that you can do. it's a great idea. It's not one that's entered my brain while I'm actually taking pictures yet, but we will work on that, I guess. I just, like, my mind goes completely blank the minute that a camera is out and I can only think to do this. And that's not okay. I need to do better than that. So I guess to sum all of this up, homework of the week, let's all strive to be more interesting in every area. More interesting poses, more interesting outfits, more interesting personalities. I think we can do it. Let's be creative, girls. And that's all from me. I hope to see y'all soon. Bye.